Hey everybody, I just came down and got the lights turned on, and I just noticed that we've got a crayfish up here on this top rocky area, the faux rocky area. That's actually a resin composite filter. But I've often talked about how crayfish regularly come up out of the water. This is not unusual at all. He's not in any kind of distress. He's not trying to get out of the water because the water is unsuitable for him or anything like that. Crayfish can survive for quite a long time out of the water. In fact, as long as their gills stay moist and wet, they can live indefinitely out of the water. And it is not unusual at all for me to come down in the morning, and when I turn the lights on, I hear a splash, because either up on this filter itself or on this rock over here on the other side, I will often see the crayfish up on there in the morning. So I was actually considering breaking this tank down today or over the next couple days. We're supposed to have some nice weather this week, and then it's going to get colder again. So I didn't know if I wanted to maintain this tank a little longer. We're well into October. I guess I've probably got till about early December before I really need to get the crayfish back out into their natural habitat. They do hibernate over the winter. They need to burrow down into the mud at the bottom of the streams. So I really need to get them back out there before the weather turns cold, and it's too late for them to be able to do that. I'm actually trying to see where the other one is, but he's probably in the far right back corner, hiding in his cave. So it's interesting that this one is actually just staying up there and not moving around anymore. Although now that I've come over and started talking to him, I'm making him a little on the nervous side. So they're not exactly graceful, but they are good climbers. They can get on anything. Really cool little animals. I really enjoy having a crayfish tank. I usually do these seasonally. I'll do one through the summer and into the colder months, but like I said, I'm probably not gonna have this one all year. You can see the bubbles coming out of him. He's actually refilling his gill area, or gill cavity, I don't know what you'd call that, but he's actually refilling it with water, and all of the air that accumulated in there is being expelled out. That's why we're seeing those bubbles come up out of him. Really interesting little animals. Beautiful colors on them. You can often see reds and purples in their claws. The different subtle shades of browns and oranges in them. Really cool animals. So as always, I'll ask you to subscribe, because you never know what you're going to get from me. I do lots of spur of the moment stuff like this. Well, I heard a little bit of scrabbling after I got around to feeding some more of the tanks, and when I looked over, he had actually climbed back up and is hiding in his little corner back there again. So I'm kind of curious as to why he seems so determined to be out of the water. I wonder if he's been fighting with the other one and the other one's been beating up on him or something. He has all his claws intact. His antennae don't look like they've been nipped or snipped. I don't see any physical damage on him, so I'm not sure why the other crayfish, or why he would be coming out of the water like this. I will check some of the water parameters just to make sure there's no ammonia spikes or anything going on in there, but I really don't think there is. I can't imagine what would cause an ammonia spike in this tank all of a sudden. I checked, the other crayfish is still alive, so it's not like we've got one of the crayfishes dead and its decomposing body is causing an ammonia spike or anything like that. I'm not quite sure what's going on or why he's still in there. See if I can go ahead and pick him up, get a closer look at him. So he's not very big, but you can see all that blue in him, and that is the way to pick a crayfish up. If you ever want to pick one up, you just sort of pinch them on the carapace behind their back, and then that way these claws can't get to you. These claws aren't terribly dangerous. They won't break your skin or anything, and maybe a larger one might be able to give you a little bit of a pinch, but it smarts. It's not something I enjoy. I don't like getting, grabbed by them, so I tend to hold them back here. But you can see he is alive and well. We'll go ahead and put him back, and we'll see if he doesn't do his climb to the top again, see if he doesn't try to get right back up out of the water. I don't think he can actually get out over on this side. I think it's too steep for him, which is why he crawled around to the backside and went out. And the other one I found, but he is actually back in that cave in the back. You can just sort of make out that line is his antenna. I know the tank's all dirty and hard to see through there, but he is actually back there and he is alive, so everything is still fine with these guys. So I'm going to call that a video for real this time, because he's now sort of got himself wedged. In another 15 or 20 minutes I might look over and see him out and about again, but for the most part I think that's where he's just going to spend his time today. So maybe I'll get in there and clean the glass up. Maybe we'll do one more nice good video before it's all over for the month, or for the year rather, the season, whatever you want to say. And once again, I thank you for watching, and I will see you real soon on the next one.